Okay, so Mickey, here we are in a game between Kevin Cooey, who's playing yellow, and Glenn Howard of Ontario, who's playing red at the Brier from a few years ago. If I'm Kevin Cooey, I'm somewhat uncomfortable. There's an awful lot of reds kicking around, and it's the first end, and he could lose the game right here. So
Yeah, it's ugly right now for yellow for sure.
yeah, I can't remember how he got into the situation, but obviously his team hasn't shown up just yet. I mean, at the start of the end, he said, he wanted to force to one, maybe steal, but force to one. Right now, he's thinking keep him to three or less, I guess.
These ends when they get this crazy, you kind of have either you say I'm going to make two doubles and hold them to two or three. It's a long game. I can still chip away at it, or sometimes you have no choice but to go all desperation. And I mean, it looks like you're going to get three or four anyways. We might as well, go all in and try and get a steal or something. So that's sort of, he's at that pivotal moment based on what he thinks the angles look like, and what should I do to try and escape here.
Okay, so when I think about the options here, I'm thinking at club level, I mean, Y2 is line shot and it's underneath a guard, and maybe another guard on there, and there's no natural. It doesn't look to me like there's a natural double to get Y2 out of there. So, that's a pretty safe shot.
Yeah, if you throw a guard up here, like you say, there's no real easy way. Coming off that R4 is a lot thinner, a lot harder than it looks like. So it's not easy to get rid of that. If I was to accidentally come a little deep and leave a double peel, now I'm naked. Like there's nothing nowhere to hide. But if you're not a hitter, throw a long guard in front of R1. It's not awful.
Okay, so the other option, doing something with that R6, freezing to it, bumping it, trying to put another yellow into the 4-foot. You like that?
Yeah, I think that's a decent option. You can get to the nose of it and tap it through, or tap it back, or freeze a little bit to the low side, somewhere in that general area. You have to be pretty precise because 3, 4, and 5 are all within inches of the 4-foot. So you ever hit the 6 on the high side and jam it on Y4 or something, that'd be disastrous. But yeah, making a play on the 6 and finding a way to sit 2, this late in the end, pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay. And then killing reds, just trying to, there's a natural relatively easy double on red 4-5. And that's what Kevin plays. And he tries to get a little kicker into that R3.
Yeah, I don't know if he played just the 4-5 double and roll to a corner freeze, or if you're trying to sort of make a big weight triple. But there's lots of good options there. I think in his mind, he's thinking, I'm going to make a double, either the 4-5 double or the 4-3 double. And he's probably gonna leave me a double back. And because I have a Y4 still hanging around back there, I'm probably holding him to 2 here. Even if I just make the R4-5 double and nose it, and he runs the 1 back and makes it, more often than not, he's gonna leave you a double. So I think he's thinking, hold him to 2 here, 3 at worst, and try to play better for the next 9 ends.
Right. Okay.
Scott Howard.
Okay, not bad.
So he'll drive it by that Yellowstone. Still, shot rock belongs to Alberta, but it is a lonely one there, top 4.
Very lonely.
I was just worried.
Like I thought you were full.
I was full.
You don't ever.
It's close. As long as you get it past this one, it's pretty good, right? Like 3/4, okay. I think you push it a couple feet.
And is it terrible if I make this?
No.
And jam that?
Not brutal.
At least
no.
this is.
I think it's. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'd love to make this double
Actually, and miss. Yeah, okay. I like the in, I think.
Okay, in turn 3/4, buddy.
Middle of the rock.
2/3 is close too.
Any mistake out of Kevin Cooey here, and they could be in big trouble.
Resume certainly speaks for itself. Kevin Cooey,
So you like that ice one?
the best winning percentage all time at the Brier. Leads all skips, 14 playoff wins.
Yeah! Whoa!
2-0 coming into this contest versus Ontario. His first here at 1.
Right out.
Shuffles the Reds. Oh, wow. Sticks the shooter. And still shot stone top 4. Team Alberta.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because the draw would be his bread and butter, but not right now with the knee.
Well, no, and he said that while he would like to throw hits in the pregame practice to loosen it up, you're trying to draw for the button.
Different decades. Bang, bang. There's that thin little double. He'll push the yellow by. A beautiful shot from Glenn Howard.
He's got tons of this.
Okay, so let's go right here.
It's for,
Okay, you got her, buddy.
I guess it's tough line, but it'll get there.
Okay.
Interesting play. You could play the double, a little risky.
Same as draw button speed.
Give
there,
up
Kevin.
probably 2. You don't get this in the right spot, though.
Button based off Jones.
You're giving up 4, as many as 5. First end. Really precise positioning here. Lot can go wrong.
Surprised. He said he does start slow with draws, and then he does find it, and he keeps it.
And did he find it right here? Tucks it in, shot stone, side button, Kevin Cooey.
That's just about perfect.
Shot, Kevin.
Thin corner, yeah. Feel, eh? Yep. Thinking you're going to get a bit of curl.
Let's make this.
Quarter.
Yeah, but you could tick your own, that's true. Just picking the right maroon here.
Yep. Whoa.
Try cracker 3 spot. Trying to carve it over, hit that red, my goodness, right through everything.
Okay, so my takeaway from this is I guess there's always options, and I guess it comes down to skill level and comfort level. You know, drawing and guarding up, while it looks scary, it might be the best option for people who aren't comfortable to hit.
Yeah, I mean, the R4-5 double does look pretty basic. It's kind of a nose hit. I think most guys, when there's this many reds in play, are gonna think of damage control here. Partly because that Y2 is, I wouldn't call it safe, but it's not wide open either. So if I just make a double and let him try a run back, it's not a bad place to be. So I would, and if I miss it on the center line side, I make the other double. And then that 4 might be in a place where I can come in off it later to get the 4-6 double or something. So I think the way the angles are, damage control is probably the best course of action. But there's, like you say, there's a guard or a draw that might still accomplish the same thing.
Yeah, okay. So depending on comfort level, I that's my, I guess what I'm seeing. But you know, I would find it almost impossible not to play that double and just at least try and hold them down to stay in the game. Really is
Yeah.
the main thing.
And I think most people would say the same thing as what you just said. But we said a million times in the book or just in talking about it, the right shot is the shot you're going to make. So if you really can't throw a firm weight double, then no matter what the so-called book says or what Kevin Cooey might do, throw a shot you're going to make. It's a way better chances than the so-called right shot that you're not very good at.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. Thanks, Mickey.
You bet.